Paul from Market Square Heroes. Welcome to pull up a chair in a nice, comfortable pub in Chipping Norton with Ben from the Stones UK.
Hi, how are we doing? You alright?
Hi Ben.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for joining us.
No problem.
I normally ask people why they join a certain band, but you're a little bit more obvious. Is the band of the Stones formed around you, or did you form the band?
I'm one of the original members, but yeah, it is formed basically around me. Obviously, having a little bit of a look at Mick Jagger, and I sound a little bit like Mick Jagger. And I come from a village called Eckington, where Mick Jagger's grandma's buried, in Derbyshire. So a lot of things just all happened very quickly at once. When a guy come up to me and said, "You could do Mick Jagger," and we just then kicked off from there. And that was it. It was that quick and simple.
I just can't imagine you doing anything else. I mean, you're not going to get away with a Tina Turner tribute.
No.
You know, and there are certain people. We see a lot of Freddies, and they're obvious. What else could you do in a different band? Because your looks are just so
iconic.
Go for it.
Yeah, I can play quite a few different instruments. I played guitar in a Commitments tribute when I was younger. Before that, I was always in bands playing guitar more than I was singing. Really, I've always been singing, even though from the age of 5.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got other talents, but obviously this one was ordained. It was destiny. That was going to happen no matter what at some point.
So have you always been a Rolling Stones fan?
Always been a Rolling Stones fan. My mum made sure of that. But she likes the Beatles as well, you know what I mean? So she's from Liverpool, she loves the Beatles, but she also likes lots of other music as well. So she got me into the Stones, and my dad got me into Led Zeppelin, Deep Purple and Black Sabbath. So it'd be one of those other bands that I would join if I wasn't a Rolling Stone. But
which one do you really
Led Zeppelin would be. If I was a Robert Plant lookalike, I'd be in Led Zeppelin, definitely.
Okay. Go back to the Rolling Stones then. Why do you think the Rolling Stones have been so successful over the years? Why do you think they're still going now and bringing in such huge crowds?
Energy. Even though there are Mick's 75, he's still got energy, he's still got passion. The whole band's still got passion for music, and it was passion for music that started off in the beginning. You know, I mean, Mick and Keith meeting with Chuck Berry Records in Dartford train station. You know, I mean, that's how they formed the band. So I think just the love of music, and they've got nothing else better to do now.
But the Stones UK, you've been successful. I mean, you're doing really well on the circuit.
We are playing Land's End, John O'Groats and abroad as well. We're up there, and pretty well known.
So what makes you stand out from another Stones tribute band?
Me, lots of costume changes, and all the gear we bring on stage is all vintage, it's all authentic, and try and get that authentic sound. We're not trying to carbon copy, but we want to get that feel, that essence of what they use and how they played it. And we have the passion just as much as they do for the same genre of music as well.
And you said me. How much of that is you on the stage, and how much of it is what you see in videos?
When I first started 11 years ago, I think it was probably 50% me and 50% what I've watched on videos and how he does stuff. Especially the dancing. I've watched a video of him saying there's certain moves which he copies. You know, he does all the time, but then he just lets himself go. And so there's certain parts choreographed, and that's what I do on stage. There's certain moves you've got to do, and then just let yourself go, and it will turn out like Mick anyway. But now the line's becoming more and more blurred the longer I do it. Sometimes it's 90% Mick and 30% me, even though like we're in a pub now just having an easy drink, I can just go into it and I can't get out for like 10 hours or something.
Do you not find that you're sat in a public place and people are looking at you and thinking,
oh, constantly. Constantly.
I mean, we walked in here today and there was a few looks.
Yeah. It's usually, like I could be shopping in Tesco, and somebody will come up and go, you know, you really do look like Mick Jagger. You should do something about it. And I said, I do. It's my living. It's my full-time job. Sometimes it can be annoying, as I say, buying carrots. But as you kind of get used to it. You don't become blasé, but you kind of just take it in your stride. But it is a constant thing.
After the amount of time the Stones you two have been together, how much time now do you need to rehearse, and how much time you just sort of say, let's just go for it, we don't rehearse anymore?
We don't rehearse.
No.
At all now. Because we're always playing. If we want a new song to put into the repertoire, we just say, learn this at home, and then we'll come back and we'll go through it in the sound check, and if it works, we play it that night. If it doesn't, the next day we'll go through it again in sound check. But everybody's done their parts separately at home, so it should all just come together. Because we've been playing together so long together, we know where everybody's going to go anyway. You know, it's kind of instinctive. We don't have to really think about anything anymore. It's just.
Do you do a specific version of the song? This is the one from Berlin and London.
Yes, we do. We work off the record most of the time, and then the guitarist says, "Oh, I like this solo in, like say, Berlin, or a lot of Brussels stuff from 1976." And he'll go, I want to do that Mick Taylor solo, so he'll do the Mick Taylor solo, because we do the Mick Taylor in the middle of the show. So he'll play the solos like Mick Taylor, and then he'll play the solos like Brian Jones in the beginning, and he'll play the solos that Ronnie Wood does, like Ronnie Wood would do in a live show, not just down to the record. Depends which one's more lively, which one's sexier.
So what makes a good encore? What do people want to hear?
A good encore would be fast, hard-hitting, dancey, and very well known. You know, so they know the chorus, like they don't even have to think about it. They'll just join it, and they know the certain moves and stuff. So it's more familiarity, but it's got to be pumping. It's got to be going.
You put on a superb show. People keep coming back. What is it? Did you redevelop the show, or do you go out with the same things?
We changed the show. At the moment, we're doing, I say, more of a chronological, going through the time. But then, even then, we'll change the songs. You know, so we're not doing the same set list every time. There'll be different videos in the background, different questions on the walk-in, different music on the walk-in. So we kind of, for us and for the customers and the listeners, they get a change. If they see us again, it won't be the same. And change the pattern, the banter, and everything. So it keeps it fresh for us. So we don't get bored with it as well. You know, I mean, 10 years is a long time to be doing Jumping Jack Flash.
If you go on the internet, people have got only good things to say about you. You come out, you interact. Is the audience important?
Definitely, 100%. Obviously, it's a lot harder with a very quiet audience to get yourself G'd up and get the adrenaline going and give it your full max. So we have practice that. We are good at doing that, but with a good audience, it ignites us. You know, which then in turn helps them loosen up a little bit, and then they get a little bit more louder and dancier, so that then feeds us again. So it's a massive feedback loop, and then by the end of the night, it's just a fireworks show of jumping jacks and stuff.
You seem quite at ease. I mean, just say you're talking to me. That connection seems to work.
Yeah. You've got to connect with the audience as well. You've got to make them feel that they're special, because they're not just anybody. They love the Rolling Stones. And, we want to make sure that they go home thinking they've had an amazing night. They want to come back and see us again, and every smile I see on their face makes me smile even harder on mine. So it's like kind of that buzz of going out after the show and people saying thank you very much, great show. It just feeds my ego. It feeds my well-being as well as my sanity.
Do you get the annoying the annoying person that thinks that you are Mick Jagger and doesn't take no for an answer?
There was one
Okay.
once, but he was very drunk.
Oh, right, okay.
And we played in a nightclub, and everybody told him that I really was Mick Jagger, and he believed it. And I had him going for a long time, but I had to tell him in the end. You know, I'm just a pretender. You know, I mean, I'm not really Mick. But I wish I was. You know what I mean? That would be fun. It would be fun just to live one day as Mick Jagger. You know, that'd be nice.
Okay, let's skip forward to next year. Rock the Park, Wrexham, you're playing on the bill. Are you really looking forward to that?
Of course. Festivals are great. I love festivals. Festivals are where you can just really rock it out, you know what I mean? And people don't have any expectations. They know what they're going to get. We're going to deliver exactly what they think they're going to get, and a little bit more. And they're just going to, yes. You know what I mean?
This year was 15,000 tickets sold. So if we say next year's the same, even more, is that the biggest festival you play?
At the moment, 17,000 is the most. That was Matthew Street Festival in Liverpool. It's great though, because you don't really see an individual. I do like the smaller shows as well, but when you see a mass of people jumping and clapping, it's better than any drug that any Rolling Stone had ever taken in their life. So yeah, I'm so looking forward to it. 15,000.
So Sam, 17,000 tickets to beat this year.
That's
what we need to get. This has been Paul from Market Square Heroes with Ben from the Rolling Stones. It's been an absolute pleasure.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks very much. See you on the road.
Bye.